Percy Bysshe Shelley. About this Soundliston, Bysshe, the 4th of August 1792 to the 8th of July 1822, was one of the major English Romantic poets. American literary critic Harold Bloom describes him as a superb craftsman, a lyric poet without rival, and surely one of the most advanced skeptical intellects ever to write a poem. A radical in his poetry as well as in his political and social views. Shelley did not achieve fame during his lifetime, but recognition of his achievements in poetry grew steadily following his death, and he became an important influence on subsequent generations of poets including Browning, Swinburne, Hardy and Yeats. Shelley's critical reputation fluctuated in the 20th century, but in recent decades he has achieved increasing critical acclaim for the sweeping momentum of his poetic imagery, his mastery of genres and verse forms, and the complex interplay of skeptical, idealist, and materialist ideas in his work. Among his best-known works are Ozymandias, 1818, Ode to the West Wind, 1819, To a Skylark, 1820, and the political ballad The Mask of Anarchy, 1819. His other major works include the verse drama The Cenci, 1819, and long poems such as Alasta, or The Spirit of Solitude, 1815, Julian and Madelot, 1819, Adonais, 1821. Prometheus Unbound, 1820, widely considered his masterpiece, Hellas, 1822, and his final, unfinished work, The Triumph of Life, 1822. Shelley also wrote prose fiction and a quantity of essays on political, social, and philosophical issues. Much of this poetry and prose was not published in his lifetime, or only published in expurgated form, due to the risk of prosecution for political and religious libel. From the 1820s, his poems and political and ethical writings became popular in Owenist, Chartist, and radical political circles, and later drew admirers as diverse as Karl Marx, Mahatma Gandhi, and George Bernard Shaw. Shelley's life was marked by family crises, ill health, and a backlash against his atheism, political views and defiance of social conventions. He went into permanent self-exile in Italy in 1818, and over the next 4 years produced what Leader and O'Neill call some of the finest poetry of the Romantic period. His second wife, Mary Shelley, was the author of Frankenstein. He died in a boating accident in 1822 at the age of 29. Swiftly walk o'er the western wave, spirit of the night, out of the misty eastern cave, where, all the long and lone daylight, thou wovest dreams of joy and fear, which make thee terrible and dear. Swift be thy flight, thy form in a mantle grey, star inwrought, blind with thine hair the eyes of day. Kiss her until she be wearied out, then wander o'er city, and sea, and land. Touching all with thine opiate wand come, long sought. (111) When I arose and saw the dawn, I sighed for thee. When light rode high, and the dew was gone, and noon lay heavy on flower and tree, and the weary day turned to his rest. Lingering like an unloved guest, I sighed for thee. Thy brother Death came, and cried, Wouldst thou me? Thy sweet child Sleep, the filmy-eyed, murmured like a noontide bee, Shall I nestle near thy side? Wouldst thou me? And I replied, No, not thee. Death will come when thou art dead, soon, too soon. Sleep will come when thou art fled. Of neither would I ask the boon I ask of thee, beloved night. Swift be thine approaching flight, come soon, soon.